The Red Sox are kind of hot right now, and people are starting to notice. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Sox Radio. My name is Corbin. The Red Sox just wrapped up their second homestand of the 2024 season. This one going a whole lot better than their first one. They just finished up a series with the San Francisco Giants where they were able to take 2 out of 3 games, officially putting their season record at 18-14. Good for third place in this division, 2.5 games out of first, and a half game out of the wild card. What this series also did was secure their first homestand win of the year. They went 4-2 on this stretch, much better than 3-7 to start the season. And one thing I really loved about this series for the Sox, and really this homestand in general, was that they were playing great fundamental baseball, and it showed. So what we are going to do in today's video is we're going to break this series down. We're going to talk about the good, talk about the bad, and we're going to talk about how all of this impacts 2024. But before we get into that, make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just helps it out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, you can now get all Red Sox Radio episodes everywhere you listen to podcasts. The link to those episodes will either be in the description down below, or while you're on the go or sitting at home, you can head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Sox Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start by breaking down the offense in this series, and to be honest with you, there wasn't really anyone that really stood out. The offense was pretty well spread around. Rafael Devers is officially up to an 8-game hit streak, though, with a hit in every single game, including a double in the second game. What's really awesome to see from Rafael Devers lately, even during this streak, is that he's being more selective with the pitches he's attacking. He is currently in the 97th percentile in all of baseball with a walk rate of 16.7%, meaning he's walking close to 20% of the time, and only 3% of Major League Baseball is walking more than Rafael Devers is right now. This is obviously the highest we've seen in a season from Rafi before, and him being more selective is leading to more damage done on pitches inside of the zone. This could be a really dangerous, at least for other opposing pitchers, development within Rafi's game. Jarren Duran appears to be on track again. Even though he went 0 for 4 in the last game, he still managed 4 hits in the first 2 games, including 2 RBIs and a triple. He is up to 4 triples on the season, which is not only tied for the MLB lead, but it's also his career high. Him being a solid leadoff hitter is extremely important to the Red Sox success. So once he gets going again, the Red Sox, I think, will look a whole lot better and have looked a whole lot better. Everyone is having a tough time getting Connor Wong out right now. He had 5 hits in the series with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. He has been absolutely nuts so far this year. He currently has the second highest OPS among all catchers in Major League Baseball, only behind Salvador Perez. I would say Connor Wong has a pretty good start to 2024. He also has one of the top slugs in the entire league. In fact, going into yesterday's game, Tyler O'Neill, Rob Refsnyder, and Connor Wong in order were the top 3 slugging percentages in the entire AL. Pretty impressive stuff coming from the right side of the plate from the Sox lately. Wilyer Abreu had a solid series with 4 hits in 2 games with a double and a triple. That is now hitting safely in 15 of the last 18 games, really 15 of the last 17, because he came in as a pinch runner in the finale and only got 1 AB. His triple in this series, by the way, was hit 114.4 miles an hour, which is by far and away the hardest hit ball of his career and one of the hardest hit balls in Major League Baseball so far this year. He is actually really developing right before our eyes into a major part of this Red Sox offense. And speaking of the offense as a whole, it is tough to find things to complain about when you're winning 2 out of 3 games, right? There are a couple of things that stood out to me that I think were really important offensively in this series. The first one was that they got to Logan Webb. They were able to attack a pitcher that is considered a Cy Young favorite and get him out of the game quickly. It has felt like up until this point in the year, despite their success record-wise, when they are playing good starting pitching, you could tell that that's good starting pitching, right? These guys just they don't lay down and die. That's the wrong word, but they just can't compete against good, solid pitching. To see them go out there with a plan of attack, which I'm going to guess was helped a whole lot by Andrew Bailey, and actually execute that and get a guy like Logan Webb out of the game early, in my opinion, was really, really impressive. The other thing that stands out, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, the Red Sox didn't hit a home run in this series. They won 2 out of 3 games without hitting a home run. And I actually think that's a good sign. Don't get me wrong. Home runs are fantastic, and they're a lot of fun, and they're a real quick way to put runs on the board. But for the Red Sox, over the course of this season, they've either been feast or famine when it comes to home runs, and feast or famine when it comes to wins, right? They haven't really been able to find ways to score outside of hitting home runs. In this series, they did exactly that. They were able to find ways to score, and that is, in my opinion, extremely important. It makes them a more versatile offense, and when you can score in a whole bunch of different ways, it makes it really difficult for opposing pitchers to game plan for you. Now, they absolutely were not perfect with runners in scoring position. They certainly are still struggling in that category, especially in the last game where they went 0 for 6. In total, they were 8 of 39 with runners in scoring position, which is a 205 average, a bit better than they were against the Cleveland Guardians, where they just flat out had no clutch in them. Still not exactly what you want to see out of, scoring opportunities for this team. But again, they were able to get the job done. It's hard to complain. Cooper Criswell started this series off, and he went up against Logan Webb and won. He pitched 5 innings in the first game, allowing just 2 hits, no earned runs, striking out 4 and walking 1. Quietly, amongst all these injuries, Criswell's down to a 1.65 ERA on the season. We kind of poked fun at this signing when it first happened, but clearly there was something here. It's just another testament to what the new run prevention unit has been able to do for starting pitching and pitching in general on this team. He's becoming a really solid pickup for the Sox and is serving a massive role with so many injuries in the rotation, right? The Red Sox, they could have fallen apart completely with Bayo, Whitlock, and Pivetta on the IL, and instead guys like Cooper Criswell have stepped up in a really big way, and he did exactly that in this series. Cutter Crawford had another really solid start. It was the longest of his career so far, going 7 innings, allowing just 4 hits and 2 earned, striking out 6 and walking 2. He unfortunately let up his first home run of the year, but still pretty incredible. It took until May for that statistic to happen. I think we knew that Cutter wouldn't be a 0.66 ERA player the entire season, but he continues to give the Red Sox really solid outings, and he's still extremely impressive to watch on the mound. Him and Tanner Houck are flat holding down this rotation right now. Winkowski also did his job in this series. Unfortunately, the Red Sox couldn't get the win, but he went 4 1/3 innings, allowing just 1 run on 2 hits, walking 2, and somehow not striking anyone out. Certainly didn't miss any at-bats, but in terms of what the Red Sox needed out of him yesterday, he was able to get the job done, and you can't ask for much more than that. Again, not as successful, I would say, as Cooper Criswell, who's really just sort of developed into one of the Red Sox starters. I don't know how they're going to option him when this rotation's really healthy and good to go again. Wink, on the other hand, you could tell it's more of an opener. You could tell, hey, this guy probably needs to be in the bullpen type stuff, but even then, he's still managing to get you enough to put you in a good spot to win this game. And that's why overall, when you look at the starting pitching, we've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, really the entire season, it's hard to complain with anything that they're doing. They still have the best rotation in baseball when it comes to ERA, and despite all these injuries, they continue to just push out good start after good start, and in this series, that's exactly what they were able to do. As for the bullpen in this one, everyone was really solid outside of Zach Kelly, who had a really unfortunate outing. He did allow a couple of earned runs to cross the plate, and a lot of that had to do with BABIP, right? He was simply getting unlucky on the mound, really. It was a bunch of bloopers, kind of screwball type hits. They were hits nonetheless, and I don't know. I'm not worried about Zach Kelly, for being honest. I still think he's going to be a pretty big part of the Red Sox bullpen. Just a bad outing. His new delivery, his new pitch arsenal, I think it's going to play at the major league level. This is just a sort of a speed bump on the way to that. Outside of that, not a single earned run from the bullpen. They have looked absolutely impressive lately. Everyone's been looking really impressive lately, which is great to say, right? There have been a couple of series here where it's been like 99% of this bullpen looked good. This series, I would say even Zach Kelly looked good in this one, and the bullpen, again, tough to complain about anything that they're doing right now. They're doing their job and they're doing it well. As for the series overall, this was just a fun series to watch. I know that sounds ridiculous because it wasn't a sweep. It wasn't like they dominated the San Francisco Giants, but even in their loss, yes, it sucked that the Red Sox couldn't get that extra couple of runs across the plate, even though they had the opportunities to do it. It wasn't like they're losing because they're doing circus plays in the outfield or in the middle infield, right? Allowing guys to get extra bases because of errors to the point where they're doing dumb things that just make you want to turn your TV off. That wasn't what they were doing in this series, and it showed. It was a fun series to watch. It was a competitive series to watch, and that's what the Red Sox have done this month, because the San Francisco Giants series wraps up the first month of the season for the Boston Red Sox, and again, puts them at 18-13 on the year. I don't think anyone was expecting this kind of start from the Red Sox, and I was an optimist coming into this season. I thought, hey, this team could surprise a lot of people, and so far, that's exactly what they're doing. It's been a roller coaster. There have been a lot of ups. There have been a lot of downs, but I think a lot of people here, I think most people here are along for the ride. I think we're all sitting here being like, yeah, okay, I can get a little bit excited about who the Boston Red Sox are, and I don't have crazy expectations, but I'm going to have fun with this season, I think, and that's really all we asked for at the beginning of the year, right? We knew that this team wasn't going to be a World Series contender, but we wanted fun baseball. That hasn't happened in 2 years now. Hopefully, that's exactly what the 2024 Red Sox provide, and in this series in particular, I think what they did was they played as a team, and they played for each other, and that's how you go about winning ball games with a team like this. You play for each other, and you have that sort of next man up mentality on the field, off the field, everywhere, and it helps and it plays really well. Overall, again, really solid fundamental baseball, and the Red Sox, when they play that solid fundamental baseball, win a whole lot more than they lose. So I'm excited about this team after 1 month through the season. I'm excited about what it could be, and I'm along with the ride. I'm along with this roller coaster ride we're about to go on, but that's just my opinion. So let me know in the comment section down below, what did you think of this series? What did you think of the good? What did you think of the bad? And what do you think its impact on 2024 could possibly look like? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe and that like button. You made it to the end here, you might as well do both. It helps this channel out a ton and would mean a lot to me. Don't forget, also, going forward, we are always available on the go wherever you get podcasts. Link will be in the description, or you can click on your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.